All right, we are in downtown Davenport, Iowa, enjoying the St. Patrick's Day festivities. But if this isn't for you, well, that's why we are here. Can you hear that? That's peace and quiet. And if you're moving to the Quad Cities and you're not all about that hustle and bustle of the city, this video is going to be for you because we're going to cover every small town suburb of Davenport, Iowa. And we're going to do it in this video. And current location, we're actually over here a hop, skipping away in Milan, Illinois. We're going to show you what Milan has to offer, but we're going to show you every small town around. We got Port Byron, Coal Valley, LeClaire, Eldridge, and maybe even Bluegrass at the end. So stick around to see what that is all about. But first off, we're going to talk about what Milan has to offer. So we're going to head into town and show you what that's all about. All right, so we have made it to downtown Milan, and the thing that you really got to know about Milan is it's very centrally packed, and it has basically everything you absolutely would need. I mean, you can see Hy-Vee right behind me. From the spot I'm standing, I can see a Pizza Hut behind you, an AutoZone off to my right, Happy Joe's Pizza, Meatheads, which we might go take a look at here in a little bit, but also you got a coffee shop. And that's the thing I want you to know, is that Milan has everything that you really need. And if it doesn't, well, it's going to be really close because the Quad Cities is right across the Rock River. And honestly, a lot of times you can't really tell that you've left the Quad Cities. So it's a huge benefit. A lot of people really like it. It's a part of the Rock Island School District. So it may be a great option because you still get that small town vibe, but you got everything that you really want, all centrally located. But now let's go take a look at Meatheads. And then after that, we'll take you to a really small town vibe feel, and that is Coal Valley. So let's hit the road and take a look. All right, so we're gonna head on in. This is one of my favorite places in Milan. All right, so we're in Meatheads, and they have been so gracious to let us record in here. If you're coming to Milan, you're gonna want to stop here because look at all of this brat selection. It's one of my favorite places to be in the whole Quad Cities, let alone Milan. They got things like alligator, Jamaican jerk, gummy bear. I haven't been brave enough to try the gummy bear, but they have a whole bunch. But take a look at this place. It's absolutely amazing in here, and they got all sorts of things. Got all the fresh meats down this direction, and they're really awesome people, so take a look. All right, we are behind the airport right now, headed on over to Coal Valley, and that's one benefit of Coal Valley is you're super close to the airport, but not close enough that you're going to be bothered by the airplanes coming in and out. So that's what's going on behind me. Now, if you're moving to the Quad Cities and you want to live in one of these small towns that we are touring today, well, that's what I do the best, and my number is popping up down below. I am a licensed realtor in all of these small towns, and if you're moving here and you want to know which one is the best option for you, well, give me a call, send me a text. I am the one that answers all those phone calls, texts, and emails. The thing about Coal Valley that you'll notice is it's kind of sporadic. So you got these little pockets, developments everywhere, and then you get a bunch of cornfields, kind of like what you're seeing behind me. Obviously this is a home, but that's the cool thing about Coal Valley is there's not a real concentrated area, and you get to experience more of that small town. And personally, I like it a lot. So if that's kind of the vibe you're going for, not a really centralized area for a town, Coal Valley might be the option for you. All right, we made it to Coal Valley, and Coal Valley is really known for one thing, and that is the Night Zoo. As you can see behind me, it is a fantastic zoo, and it's the zoo for the entire Quad Cities. And the thing about the Coal Valley area is it's still a super small town feel to it. You got plenty of trees, plenty of space when you get into a home, and a lot of people really like it, me included. I love the Coal Valley area. It reminds me of home, but back home we didn't have a zoo like this, so it's really cool to have that. Now let's take a tour around the area, and I'll show you what kind of homes you can get here and just kind of give you that feel for what Coal Valley is. And the thing that's also kind of cool, in my opinion, is that Coal Valley feels like it has two different downtown areas. So we're gonna see that, and we'll see what the homes are like. So let's hit the road one more time. All right, we have made it to Port Byron, which if you look at their city sign, it's actually the village of Port Byron. Only about, I think, 1,500 people, but a lot of people really like it. It is an old river town that is right on the Mississippi River, and it's a lot of cool things, a lot of cool architecture, being as that old time. There is a downtown area that a lot of people will go to. There's bars and restaurants. One that is notable is the Tuggers, and you might want to understand what that means. Well, if you don't know, every year in August there is a tug of war that goes across the entire Mississippi between Port Byron and LeClaire, which we're going to head to next. But that is the reason that bar is named Tuggers, because of the tug of war fest. But let's go and take a look at what Port Byron looks like and just see what the benefits are of living in Port Byron. All right, the thing about Port Byron that you need to know is down by the river, we have all the historical homes, but as you get out of the river bottom, that's where you get the new builds and the fancier homes. So you have an option of both if you're thinking about Port Byron as where you want to live. All right, so some of the benefits of living on the river is no matter which side you're on, you have a bike trail, and this is no different because this bike trail goes right along the river and it goes all the way to Savannah, Illinois, which is a long ways away. So if you want to be on your bike or just come out for a nice stroll, you know, Port Byron is probably a good option for you because you have easy access to the bike trail system on the Mississippi River. Highly recommended. All right, so our next stop is going to be in LeClaire, and if you can see it, it is right across the river. So let's go ahead and go. And just like that, we are in LeClaire. It's crazy how fast you can get across that river when you're swimming.
What?
All right, I guess I didn't swim. I did drive across I-80. But we're here to talk about LeClaire. So what does LeClaire have to offer? Well, LeClaire is kind of a unique town. It's another river town, small, but it's really kind of cool. It's famous because of the American Pickers. If you're not familiar, they're on the Discovery Channel. They travel all over collecting antiques, and you can see why they were inspired to be in LeClaire, because LeClaire has a really quaint little downtown with antique shops, breweries, wineries. It's a really fun time. And if you're living here, you get to partake in that all the time. But what is it actually like to live here? Well, you got kind of two different dynamics going on. You got the quaint little downtown with the historic buildings, and that goes for your homes closer to the river. But you also have the newer part of LeClaire, which is brand new builds. And the school district is Pleasant Valley, which is brand new built just outside of LeClaire. So you got the two different dynamics going on here in LeClaire, and you can really choose what you want to do. Now, talking about Pleasant Valley. So Pleasant Valley, when you look it up on niche.com, is actually the #1 school district in all of Iowa. So a lot of people really want to be in there. And LeClaire is one of the towns that is a part of Pleasant Valley School District. So if that's something that's important to you, you may want to look at LeClaire as an option. But overall, I really love LeClaire because of its character that it has and its proximity to the river, because who doesn't love the Mississippi River and the steamboats / paddle boats? So let's take you around and show you what LeClaire looks like and not just listen to me talk all the time. Let's go. All right, so we are driving in downtown LeClaire. We're gonna show you a little bit what that looks like over the top of me talking, but this shows you the dynamic of the older river town. And then we're gonna go and take a look at the newer builds. It's gonna be a complete difference, and you'll see that on the video. So enjoy the downtown, and then we're gonna head out to the newer area. All right, so we're looking at the newer properties, and you can see the stark difference between that downtown area and the newer area. So, like I said, you have the choice. It's a nice little town, quaint, and it might be ideal for you. So check it out. All right, so you can see behind me the Pleasant Valley School Junior High, not built too long ago, and it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from LeClaire. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's where it is, and it's pretty dang new. All right, we have made it to Eldridge, and we are in this little park. And why would somebody think about moving to Eldridge? Well, we actually almost didn't include it on this list of small town suburbs because it is such a growing town that, I don't know, it might not be a small town for very much longer because all of the new builds are getting built up here. And the real reason for it is because it is so close to the Quad Cities. It has everything that you need, so you don't necessarily have to go into town. They got a Hy-Vee here, gas stations, everything. The school is North Scott School District, and a lot of people seem to like that as well. So it is a growing city, and it used to be a really small town, and it's really not that way anymore. So if you want to get into Eldridge, you're going to be looking at paying a lot because a lot of people are trying to get up here just north of town. So take a look around Eldridge, and we'll talk a little bit about it in the car. So Eldridge can really be looked at kind of two different towns, to be quite honest with you. You got the older part of town, but it's not like LeClaire. It's not historical, it's not like super architectural, it's just the older part of town. And then you got the new part of town, which is where all of the new builds are going up, and really people are expanding outward from there. So yes, we do have kind of that dynamic going on, but it's not like LeClaire or Port Byron where you get that historical river town feel. It's not like that. It's more of your suburban feel to the town, even if you are on the older side of town versus the newer side of town. I don't know. What do you think, Zoe? Should we take the people to Bluegrass? Hey, Zoe. What do you think? We said we might go. All right. Let's go ahead and go to Bluegrass. See you later, Eldridge. We're headed to Bluegrass. All right, we made it here right at sunset, which is absolutely ideal and makes a lot of sense because as you can see behind me, Bluegrass has one of the only drive-in movie theaters in the Quad Cities area, so it's awesome, and that's a benefit of living in Bluegrass. But what is Bluegrass actually like? Well, it's another small town, has that small town dynamic, but it's actually part of the Davenport school system. So you get the small town feel with the big school system right over there. And it has the, typical small town Iowa downtown feel, as we will see. I hope you enjoyed what Bluegrass is like, and this is our final bonus footage. And if you're moving to the Quad Cities, I would love to help you out. Even if it's not one of these small towns, my number is popping up down below, and I'd love to help you find your ideal home and neighborhood. So give me a call, send me a text. And if you want to see what the Quad Cities is like, well, check out this video right here.